All right, there we go. That was a pain in the ass, but we finally got it all worked. But we finally got it worked. Hey, we have that going. Nice. All right, let's just jump into this shit show because I already know I've seen some of these headlines. I'm not prepared. Plantation teen charged with extorting Florida Senator Lauren Book with explicit photos. Authorities said Thursday that a South Florida teenager tried to get $5,000 from State Senator Lauren Book after threatening to release what he said were sexually explicit photos of her. Jeremy Campervine, 19, of Plantation, was arrested last month and charged with extortion and cyberstalking, according to a Broward Sheriff's Office for. The arrest report didn't name the victim, but Book, whose district includes parts of Broward County, released a statement Thursday saying threatening messages had been sent to her. 3 weeks ago, I became the victim of an ongoing sexual harassment and extortion, Book said. I immediately notified law enforcement and began working closely with them to track those responsible for sending threatening and disturbing images and messages to my phone, including distorted, fake, or stolen images created in an effort to intimidate, threaten, and extort me. Book is the chair of the Senate Democratic Caucus and a longtime advocate for victims of child abuse and sexual abuse. She leads a group called Lauren's Kids. According to the arrest report, Book was contacted by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement on November 12th after someone sent Book several explicit photos and threatening to ruin her political career by releasing them. An undercover agent took over communications with this unidentified person, eventually negotiated the person to pay $4,000 in cash in exchange for watching the person delete the photos. The meeting was set for 17th of November at a Sunrise Starbucks, where agents arrested the person identified as Campervine. Campervine confessed to sending the messages and photos to officers today. During a search of Campervine's phone, agents reported finding the messages as well as a folder containing photos and book. The arrest report didn't say how Campervine had allegedly obtained these photos. Book said in her statement that the investigation remains active, and Campervine's attorney did not immediately respond to a message for the Associated Press seeking comment. Fucking Zoomers. Just why? No. No. What is that face? There's just something about it that's off, but I can't put my finger. Obviously, awareness of consequences was not involved here. Well, well, well. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions. Off. Someone quoting "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia," and then someone immediately ruining the joke by questioning whether or not they were quoting it. Yeah, if they were stolen images, I don't get why he didn't just release it. Instead, he's too immature to understand how to blackmail someone, so they just release it to a local news station. Stolen image, and that would imply that they're real photos of the person. What a rookie criminal! Heck, she could use the photos to her advantage. People body shaming her or being sexist. I mean, fair. Pixar it didn't have. What's next? Yes, I see the headline. Did this man bedazzle his eyebrows? What the fuck is wrong with his face? Florida man arrested, pleasuring with a pickle in the most peculiar place. Florida man was arrested after deputies found him, quote unquote, using a pickle outside of a private residence with nothing below the waist. According to investigators, deputies were dispatched on a suspicious person call when responding officer deputies spotted 47-year-old Eric Datish laying flat on his back with no pants or undies, private property in Oldsmar. In an affidavit, the deputy said that Datish had his penis in one hand and a large uneaten pickle in the other. Elaborating a bit further, the deputy reported that Datish was penetrating his rectum with the pickle while he masturbated. Oh god, this is only the second story, and we've already had 2 creepy sex offenders. The incident was reported to have happened at 4:40 p.m. on March 14th, 2011. Datish pleaded no contest to the exposure charge and was sentenced to the time served in Pinellas County Jail, 92 days, and was ordered to pay fines, fees, and court costs of $550. Datish, who has a lengthy criminal history of trespassing, littering, and battery charges, was arrested again in Hillsborough County on 8th for trespassing and released 2 days later on his recognizance. According to arrest records, he's been arrested in Hillsborough County 58 times, dating back to August of 95. Pinellas arrest records brings in 6 arrest dates dating back to 2018, including theft and arrest with violence. I like how in the affidavit, the police officer just uses the phrase penetrate his rectum. Was using the pickle to penetrate his rectum while he was masturbating. How did I get here? Why is this my life? Why am I doing this on a Friday afternoon? And his fucking mugshot. I turned myself into a dildo, Morty. I'm Dildo Pickle Rick. The only reason I'm making that shitty joke is because there's gonna be at least 2 Pickle Rick jokes in the comments. Just why does it look like his eyebrows are bedazzled? Because they were. Oh. I'm pretty sure the pickle is still in there, hence the smile. Bedazzled eyebrows? Yeah. Look at this motherfucker. You mean to tell me those ain't bedazzled eyebrows, Mess Life? Look at this man. Look at this man and tell me I'm wrong. TampaFap.com. Fuck off. That REM were. I guess he must have been a really loose butthole to stuff a pickle up there while lying in the grass and jacking off. Based on the pic, a loose butthole is not hard to believe. Well, technically speaking, the human rectum can stretch 4 inches, I want to say, in diameter. Meaning you could shove an Amazon Alexa up there. Don't use an Amazon Alexa as a sex toy. Looks like he knows how to party. Hey, Reddit gets points for not making a fucking Pickle Rick joke. I'm genuinely impressed. I was expecting a Pickle Rick joke. Nope. Nope. I'm not even touching that one. It's boring. It's not fun. Oh, wow. Some woman voted twice. Boring. And arrested for shooting flamethrower at neighbors. Man arrested for shooting a flamethrower at his neighbors? What? Frog. Andre Abrams, 57, was arrested on November 30th for shooting a flamethrower at his neighbors. According to the arrest report, Abrams was upset about ongoing parking issues in his neighborhood, the 1000 block of yada yada yada, and allegedly armed himself with a flamethrower, came out of his residence, and began spraying the flamethrower in the direction of a neighbor's vehicle. According to the arrest report, the flamethrower, an XM42 light, sprays flames out at 20 feet. When I read the headline, I thought he just jerry-rigged something out of a lighter and a can of hairspray. I didn't think he had an actual flamethrower, which, fun fact, Flamethrowers are completely legal to own in all 50 states. God bless the Second Amendment. Time of the incident, 3 juveniles were sitting in the... Oh my god, he shot it at kids. Florida man attacks neighbor's kids with flamethrower. Oh god, this is my life now. 3 juveniles were sitting in the car when they saw Abrams walking towards them with a flamethrower and allegedly spraying it at the car. Witnesses reported that the flames came within 5 feet of the car and that they were afraid of being burned and not afraid that the car would catch fire. Post Miranda, Abrams reportedly stated that he had ongoing issues with parking and admitted spraying the flamethrower near the car, but denied he was targeting the juveniles. He reportedly said that if he wanted to burn the car, he would have. Based. According to the arrest report, there have been multiple reports of Abrams using the flamethrower in his neighborhood. It has been released on $45,000 in bail, $15,000 for each of the 3 counts of aggravated assault. Go big or go home, I guess. What the fuck? Man, I've been complaining these last few weeks have been dull, but between pickle dildos, people blackmailing senators, and a flamethrower attack? What the fuck? How much is this fucking thing? I want to know where to buy. I can become a flamethrower dealer. This one looks edgy enough to carry it. Okay. So the flamethrower is $600. Right now, I could buy this. I have the money. I just got paid today. Banned in Maryland, requires a pyrotechnic license in California. Okay, so it's legal to own in 49 states. 48 if you're smart and you wouldn't consider California a real place, but that's neither here nor there. That's just gonna move on. I look at this man and I break out a song. I am proud to be a Floridian. Your parking here has a fee. Get the fuck away from... Yeah, it doesn't fit the rhythm. Get the fuck away from my driveway or I'll burn you to the 3rd degree. Snack that screams back. Children! Christ. Someone gave it a wholesome award. Good old Reddit and their hatred of children. Understandable. Oh, I can only imagine what the shit show the next one's gonna be is. This is literally just the same article. Moving on. This family, how could I say this? The worst thing that could ever happen to a neighborhood, Abrams said. They've had issues with other residents and needed to be brought to the light. Yep, flamethrower will certainly bring the neighborhood problems to light. He's buying a burn brush pot. Porn actor arrested by Boca Raton police. Man known as Jean-Jacques the Cock facing 3 charges. Moving on. Boca Raton, Florida. Man who links his own Pornhub channel on Twitter spends a hard day's night in the Palm Beach County penal system following his arrest on multiple charges. Patrice Thibodeau, also known as "and we're serious here." You didn't need that "and we're serious here." That just ruins the flow of the statement. Jean-Jacques Lecoq allegedly vandalized a car in the area of yada yada yada. When police responded to the scene, Jean-Jacques the Cock allegedly had a performance issue. He just wouldn't come with a... He just wouldn't come with officers. Thibodeau, 33, of the unit block of yada yada yada, was arrested, charged with resisting officer with violence, property damage, or criminal mischief over 200 but under 1,000, and resisting an officer without violence. We're sharing his public Twitter account where he promotes, again, we're not kidding, the penalizer. It will be up to a judge to decide what penalties he'll face, if any, for the alleged crimes. Okay, I'm about to do something risky here, because this is a porn actor's official Twitter account, and I'm debating opening it on stream. If I see a penis, we're closing this down. I like how he has the clown emoji in his Twitter name, so at least he understands what he is. I'm sorry. His penis has a... Oh, it's a massager. Okay. I was going to say, that's a man's ass and his testicles. All right, we're closing this down. It was on the little side image. I didn't need to see that, Twitter. I suspect he's flaccid in this photo. Press the link to his Twitter. Makes you not... Make sure you're not on a school bus like I was. Haha, this guy was looking at porn at school. I mean, I can't talk, but that's neither here nor there. Moving right along. How is this supposed to be funny? These are supposed to be funny stories. This one's just dumb and not in the fun. Man wanted for beating seagull with a shovel on Florida Beach. Marco Island, Florida. Hey, my uncle has a condo there. It's a very small, nice place. I never plan on going back there because it's boring as sin. It's a nice place to go to relax. Marco Island PD is looking for a man who unleashed an attack on a seagull with a shovel. According to the MIPD, the attack happened on South Beach. Investigators said a group with the man was being unruly and luring the birds in with food. The man was swinging at the birds, and the group would cheer him on. He was drunk. He had two birds. One was able to fly away, but the other bird was unable to, the MIPD said. The man picked up the bird and pulled its wings apart and took pictures with it. He then threw the bird, according to the police. That bird was taken to the Conservancy of Southwest Florida for treatment, but had to be euthanized. Another witness also told the police the man was trying to hit birds with his straw hat as well as a football. Post from the department, the man is wearing a straw hat, a cross around his neck, and a pair of dark Crocs. He also has a beard and several tattoos. To recognize this person, reach out to the Marco Island Police Department at 239-389-5050. Bruh, the goddamn sky rat. Leave it the fuck alone. What a fucking douchebag. Come on, man. Come on, man. Also, before anyone asks, no, it's not the uncle I mentioned. A, he lives up in New York, and B, he's in his 80s. Technically, he's my great uncle, but... So, like, if my great uncle could fist fight a fucking seagull, I'd be impressed. Obviously, these gulls were dispatched by the deep state to seek out the unvaccinated and give them the death jab along Florida beaches. Birds aren't real. Yeah, birds are just a government conspiracy. Indian River County deputies charged driver who drove through golf course with DUI, assault. From Vero Beach. Indian... See, I don't like saying Indian, but the way I say it sounds kind of, because of my accent, sounds kind of racist, so I try not to say it on stream, but I say Indian with a J. If you know what I mean when I say that, you know what I mean when I say that. yada yada, was charged with the driver that drove through Grand Harbor Golf Course during a pursuit in Vero Beach with DUI and assault. There were no injuries after Jody and Harvey, two first names, moving on, 60, broke through a gate to get away from deputies Sunday afternoon. Jesus, she looks awful. Look at her. Christ. I hope I don't look that bad on stage. The incident started in the Waterford Lakes community shortly after 1 p.m. Sheriff's office attempted to pull Harvey over, but she didn't comply and resulted in a pursuit. The woman drove through the Grand Harbor Gate and onto the golf course. After authorities boxed her vehicle in, she was transported to a hospital for medical clearance and then arrested. The woman's vehicle and two sheriff's office vehicles were damaged. Harvey is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, DUI, 2 felony counts of criminal mischief, aggravated fleeing to elude, and aggravated assault on an officer, stroke firefighter, stroke EMT.
Driver is in jail tonight after leading deputies on a dangerous chase right across a Vero Beach golf course with golfers in her path.
Yeah, investigators say she broke through the gate at the Grand Harbor Golf Course this afternoon.
Man, I like golf. It's boring as sin to watch, but it's a decent way to spend an afternoon.
Deputies say they first tried to pull the SUV
Yes, I play golf. Shut up.
Waterford Lakes community 13 miles away, but she took off, then tried to lose deputies by speeding across the greens and fairways. At one point, she narrowly...
You just know the poor groundskeeper was enjoying his break when this went down, so he has to come in and clean all this shit up because he can't play on a green that's fucked up like that.
Miss some golfers.
Especially since those cop cars only made it worse.
To stop her and made the arrest. No one was hurt, but 2 sheriff's office vehicles were damaged.
A little awkward on the cut. I just want to watch the dash cam footage. You don't need to watermark it, fucking sheriff's office. I like how the guy with the golf cart is just hiding over there on the side, and then she still tries to ram them anyway. I mean, they're lucky she didn't ram into any of these houses. All those screenbacks, that shit's just hollow metal. A car could crash through that and right into the back door, trust me. I've lived in enough houses over the years with shit like that on the back porch that I know what can and can't break them. Come on. I pay for fiber internet. I mean, at least she went down without a fight, besides all the fighting she did up to that point. And then you just see the poor groundskeeper in the background on the golf cart like, God damn it, I need to survey the damage. I feel so sorry for him. Do you think they left her car there, or do you think one of the cops drove it back onto the street and then they towed it? Or do you think they had a tow truck come out and fuck up even more of the green? Because the tow truck wouldn't be able to fit between houses that narrow. Especially if it was dragging something. They would have had to have it come in the same place they did and then drive who knows how far across the green. Oh, that guy's not happy. Also, I like how either the article or this misspell her name because the article had an E at the end of Jody. As long as she yelled before she almost hit the golfers, that's okay. At least she has etiquette. Get out of my fucking way! Wow! This fucking week, Florida woman on probation accused of attempting to set her ex-boyfriend on fire. I'm sorry, what the fuck is this cop's face? Like, what the fuck? It looks like he's having a stroke. Like he's got one eye half closed, one eye opened. From Flagler County, Florida, a woman on probation has been arrested and is accused of trying to set her ex-boyfriend and his home on fire. Following is a summary of events as provided by the FCSO. On December 6th, the FCSO responded to a call about a domestic disturbance on Beth Lane in Palm Coast. Upon arrival, deputies observed an object on fire in the yard and could smell a strong odor of gasoline emanating from a home, and the gasoline can was visible on the counter. The suspect, later identified as Melanie Botts, was arrested after it was determined that she attempted to set her ex-boyfriend and his home on fire. The victim stated he was getting ready to leave his home, and while outside, Botts arrived and started a verbal disturbance. During the argument, she went into the garage and grabbed a can of gasoline. When the victim went inside, he could immediately smell gasoline and observed it poured throughout the home. He advised the can was sitting on the counter and the fumes emanating from the nozzle were actively burning. He then threw the can outside to prevent a fire inside his home, and he also stated Botts grabbed him at one point and tried pouring gasoline on him, then poured gasoline around the perimeter of his home. He then left the area and was not at the scene when deputies arrived. Deputies attempted to make contact with Botts, and approximately 30 minutes later, she contacted FCSO to reference a different case. When deputies made contact with her, she was immediately arrested without incident. Upon searching Botts, an Adderall pill was found in her back pocket, along with a yellow packet labeled buprenorphine and buprenorphine and I fucking hate medicine. This is an example of how a domestic dispute can quickly escalate into a more critical situation, says Sheriff Rick Staley. I'm glad no one was hurt in the situation, as this situation was literally extremely volatile. No relationship problem is worth escalating to be an arrest or losing your life. If you need help in a domestic situation, call us or seek help through the Family Life Center before the situation becomes dire. Botts has been previously arrested for possession of crack cocaine with intent to sell, possession of cocaine, possession of amphetamine, carrying unlicensed electrical weapon, possession of marijuana under 20 grams, battery, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, improper exhibition of a deadly weapon, battery of a law officer, and resisting arrest without violence. Botts has been on probation since July 2020 for a previous felony battery. He was arrested for domestic battery, arson, criminal mischief, possession of blah-da-da, possession of amphetamine, and felony violation of probation. He was transported to Sheriff Perry Hall Inmate Detention Facility and is held on $61,000 bond. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Is this just some kind of wax paper? It's an opioid used to treat opioid use. Oh yeah, it's an opioid that we use to treat opioid addiction. What? Okay, what's the other one? What is naloxone? Or among other medication used to block the effect of opioids. Ah, so she's got an opioid addiction. Okay. Now let's see what her arrest looks like. Yeah, it's a nice house. I mean, I'm not surprised that this woman was such a disaster. She was born on 9/11.
Can you imagine walking in there first with the gas on your feet, trying to put that out?
There's subtitles.
I do want to look at your phone, but can you put your phone down and stand up for me?
Really?
Yes, really.
What am I being arrested for?
It's about happened earlier today.
What am I being arrested for?
Put your phone down and stand up and I'll explain it to you.
If I leave my phone on, they're going to get my information.
I can turn it off for you. I'll explain everything to you. Just stand up.
I'm standing up. Don't. No, they need to. They need to have my phone. I'm telling you. The
Can you turn around, put your hands
websites,
behind your back?
everything. Why are you guys arresting me?
I'll explain it to you in a second, okay?
I mean, I feel like they're supposed to tell her why and then read her rights before they slap her in cuffs, but I could be getting my order of operations wrong.
It's not about what you're saying. Wait a second.
Let him get
Wait a second.
Let him get him secured so they don't get tighter on you.
I'll get everything for you.
Let him do what he's got to do.
That scared the shit out of me.
That's not mine. That's Adderall that I've been calling about.
Adderall? You know prescription for that?
I know. It's not mine.
It's in your pocket. Just 1 second. Stop reaching.
I can break these cuffs, ma'am. You can't break these cuffs. I can break these cuffs.
These rights. With these rights in mind, are you willing to talk to me? No?
No. I've been trying to talk to you guys
Okay.
for 4 days. And y'all aren't listening to me. And you still haven't told me what I'm being arrested for.
So right now
I
you're
need
being
that
placed under
USB.
arrest. You're being placed under arrest for battery.
I need that USB.
Okay, for battery, criminal mischief, and arson.
Capital. Okay.
Capital.
Violation for probation.
Okay. Check my GPS.
And then maybe whatever this stuff is.
And then maybe whatever this stuff is. I like how he just throws that in at the end.
Okay.
Acting like he doesn't know it's all drug. This is not a very flattering picture of her that they went with from that video. Looks like there's a spark in the air. I wonder if they'll rekindle their romance. Florida man, my fiance's cult-like Bath and Body Works Christmas candle sale. This poor bastard's even named Bateman. The spirit of Christmas is in the air for one Florida couple, but Bath and Body Works only brightened up the day for one wife to be while her fiance took the Scrooge approach. Alison De Felice put the fan in Bath and Body Works candle fanatic, having a separate room in her house entirely devoted to them. This year, she pounced on the company's annual Candle Day, where throngs of devotees flocked to the store to take advantage of a major discount. 3-week candles on sale for a limited time sale for $10.25, nearly 60% off its regular price. Friday and Saturday marked the first year of Candle Day, stretched out over 2 days. Elise told Fox Business she was first in line at a Boca Raton Bath and Body Works at 4:30 a.m. on Friday. She spent the day at 3 other locations on Saturday, revisited 2 of the stores. She's lucky for her, she had some help. Her fiance, Andrew Bateman. I'm sorry, just all of this guy's faces scream, I hate my life. He's a good sport. He thinks I'm crazy, but he comes along and carries all my candles, she told Fox Business. When asked what motivated him to tag along, Bateman cited the age-old maxim, happy life, happy wife. In the end, the couple added 221 new candles to their collection, and she shared photos on social media showing Bateman with a scowl on his face while surrounded by shopping bags. Still, he has seeing her happy he has said seeing her happy keeps him going. We're a team. We do everything in a team any way I can, even though I don't understand the craze, but if it makes her happy, then I'm happy. Also golf. He promised golf, Bateman said. There was a light at the end of the tunnel. Bateman said he doesn't think he'll ever understand the candle craze, but drew similarities to his baseball card collection when he was younger. I get it. When you get into something, you want to collect it. You get that itch. Now I have an itch for golf, Bateman said. It's a positive thing. It keeps her busy. It makes her happy. That's all that matters. The couple's story illustrates the enduring cult-like following of Bath and Body Works. Even as COVID-19 pandemics shuttered businesses across the nation, Bath and Body Works for earlier this year said it was expanding locations and reported an increase in revenue. March of 2020, when the World Health Organization first declared COVID-19 a global pandemic, Bath and Body Works Inc.'s stock price hovered at around $6 per share. When the market closed on Friday, it hit $73. What the actual fuck? That's like a, what? Almost 1,200%. That is a 1,200% increase. Holy shit. just look at him. Fucking white women. Not even once. This is how I feel most days. Like, this is my default mood right here. So, I can relate, my guy. Woo! She spent $2,265.25 on candles. That's nearly 3 months of my rent. Oh, it's only 755. I don't care if she can suck start a Cessna. She ain't worth it, man. Find you a woman who doesn't devote her entire fucking room to scented goddamn candles. Finally, someone who speaks some sense. This is just the golf course chase again. New Fort Myers Beach t-shirt shop causing big controversy over name. It's Big Dick Salty Seaman's Fun Shop and kind of a capital on the fun because everything in here will make you laugh, says manager of Big Dick Salty Seaman, Brian Dornell. Some, though, aren't laughing at the sign of the new store located on Old San Carlos Boulevard. I don't know if it's necessarily family friendly, but let's put it this way, Dan Allers of Let's just put it that way, said Dan Allers, a Fort Myers Beach councilman. Allers brought up the t-shirt shop's name during a Monday meeting, but get your mind out of the gutter. The store's name isn't just for gags. It has history. The company started as Big Dick's halfway in the Lake of the Ozarks, said Dorrell. Up in Missouri, a truck driver named Dick, who was rather large, started the business. The restaurant was followed by a gift shop. Then Big Dick retired to Florida and became the Salty Seaman, Dorrell said. The owners are now capitalizing on the brand that Big Dick started decades ago, selling knickknacks and t-shirts that might not be safe for work. There's pretty much a laugh on every rack, said Dorrell. Councilman Allers said the town's attorney asked the town's attorney to look up what they could do about what he calls a not-so-family-friendly sign. Meanwhile, the Big Dick's community just gets bigger, adding an additional location to the family-owned and operated tree. Come see us. It's a fun place to be and a fun place to shop, says Dorrell.
It's Big Dick Salty Seaman Fun Shop. It's Big Dick Salty Seaman Fun Shop and kind of a capital on the fun because everything in here will make you laugh.
Big Dick's is causing some problems on Fort Myers Beach. Get your mind out of the gutter. We are talking about the new shop turning heads for its vulgar name.
Some people are getting salty about the so-called Salty Seaman's brand. NBC2's Gage Goulding is taking us back to the beginning on how the business got its name.
I hope they show a picture of Big Dick.
New store on Fort Myers Beach with a big name, stirring up big controversy.
It's Big Dick Salty Seaman Fun Shop and kind of a capital on the fun because everything in here will make you laugh.
Some, though, aren't laughing.
I don't know that it's
I thought that was Rob Ford for a minute. I'm like, wait, he's back from the dead?
Councilman Dan Allers brought up the t-shirt shop's name during Monday's meeting. If you're up late watching, you're probably thinking what most are. But get your mind out of the gutter. The store's name isn't just for gags. It has history.
The company started with Big Dick's halfway in at the Lake of the Ozarks.
Up in Missouri, a truck driver named Dick, who was rather large, started the business. A restaurant was followed by a gift
That
shop.
Comic Sans.
Big Dick retired to Florida and become the Salty Seaman.
The owners are now capitalizing on the brand Big Dick started decades ago, selling knickknacks and t-shirts that might not be safe for work.
There's kind of pretty much a laugh on every rack here.
Councilman Allers asked the town's attorney to look at what they can do about what he calls a not-so-family-friendly sign. Meanwhile, the Big Dick's community just got bigger, adding another location to the family-owned and operated tree.
Come see us. It's a fun place to be, fun place to shop.
Reporting on Fort Myers Beach, Gage Goulding, NBC2.
Gotta love Big Dicks. We have this in the ever famous Master Bait and Tackle just down the road on Bonita Beach. I need to make sure this is a real place. You can't just do this to me, anonymous red. Hemingway. Fuck you. That's a great name. In Myrtle Beach, there used to be a restaurant called Dirty Dick's Crab Horse that sold t-shirts that said, "I got my crab straight from Dirty Dick's." My mom went on a cruise and came back with a bottle of Big Black Dick rum. Shit was so good. Locals found it hard to swallow. Big Johnson and Co. What the fuck is this? Big Johnson's Redneck Garage. You'll always be ready to go down south if you jack her up with a Big Johnson. Middle school humor rules. It's real! Yes! It's real! Can't beat our bait, Bonita Beach, Florida. Slogan could use some work. This was just on there because I found it funny that there's a guy selling a toilet modeled after Lars Ulrich of Metallica. What's funny is this is more interesting than anything Lars has done in the past 20 years. Also, if I had $5,000, I would totally go in on this. I'm gonna be honest. And since I live like an hour away, he might be willing to. Entitled Fontaine de Lars, utilitarian sculpture of Lars Ulrich of Metallica as a toilet. The item is a physical manifestation of a multifaceted performance by Prince Midnight under the moniker of Hellmouth Plumbing Supply. It's the unique original sculpture that was subject of a viral news story that swept across the world, appearing in dozens of news articles and receiving hundreds of thousands of collective likes, and was even commented on by Metallica's bassist Robert Trujillo. The work is a likeness of Metallica's Lars Ulrich captured in a toilet, blending the two into a single functioning utilitarian object. It is one of the most famous toilets ever made and instantly recognizable by most people who follow popular culture. The fiberglass was applied over a clay sculpture to get a shell that fits over most standard toilet. For instance, it was sculpted over one brand and fitted over a different brand. There's steel rebar going throughout the limbs to prevent it from damage, and the face is solid fiberglass resin for the reason. The whole sculpture is covered in several layers of high-end diamond finish auto quality clear coat. It has spent considerable time in a heavy metal bar, unguarded and suspended. You can choose to receive it already put over a toilet or just the fiberglass shell to install in your own bowl. Buyer assumes any responsibility for the toilet upon receiving it, though artists would be willing to advise you on future repairs or adjustments, etc. The toilet was featured in a pop-up gallery in the bathroom of famed heavy metal bar, the Brass Mug, part of an immersive art experience, alongside several enamel-painted toilet lids. I've got like 4 concerts I want to go to at the Brass Mug next year, so I'm pissed the toilet's not gonna be there. Because the Brass Mug is like the big Central Florida metal bar, as far as I'm aware. Work was inspired by conceptual artist Marcel Duchamp's toilet-centric work fountain, utilitarian work of the Bauhaus School, and the immersive experience art of Yayoi Kusama and Shar Davies. In a recent interview, the artist asked, "Will intangibles like NFTs be what defines art in our time?" I would argue that we will be best defined by the ephemeral nature of viral stories and fake news, and that the items that can physically represent these moments will be the works that displayed for visitors at museums, likely not an animated GIF on a screen. Bidders must have an established positive eBay history. Bids that are also suspected of being disingenuous will be voided. Buyer must also arrange and pay for the freight shipping as the object size prevents it from being traveled through standard carries. I put 500, but I have no idea what the actual cost would be, as it depends on where you are located and what services. You can pick it up for free if you'd like. Please email any questions or for more pictures. I am open to most requests and arrangements that a buyer may request. Not gonna lie, if I had the money, I would totally go in on this. It's so dumb, but so cool, but so dumb. I want to see Lars take a picture with the toilet. Yeah, I want fucking Lars to own it. Next will be a story about how Florida man murdered his neighbor for wiping his ass with toilet paper shaped Lars Ulrich. Can you imagine forgetting that this is your toilet and going to use it at night in the dark, thinking some weirdos broken into your house to use your bathroom? That would be... God damn it, this is the flamethrower guy again! Oh no. Woman charged with DUI after driving into two people at a Vero Beach parade. Police say Susan Harvey's, two first names, THC was almost twice the legal limit. Vero Beach, Florida. Drunk driver is accused of driving to an elderly couple in Vero Beach Saturday night shortly after a Christmas parade there had ended. Police said the victims, both in their 90s, were knocked unconscious and hospitalized, but both are expected to be okay. Thank God. Their names have not been released. 72-year-old Susan Harvey of Vero Beach was arrested and charged with driving under the influence. Investigators said that her blood alcohol level was the same at the time of the crash was nearly twice the legal limit. According to the police, the crash happened at the 3400 block of Ocean Drive. They said the parade had just wrapped and the couple were putting their chairs into the trunk of their car when Harvey drove up to them. A photo from the scene shows a crowd of people surrounding the car moments after the crash. Witnesses said they did that to prevent the woman behind the wheel from driving away. Harvey was freed from prison after just posting a $500 bond. Wait, that's all the bond was? She nearly killed two people. That's fucked up. Police say she could be facing more severe charges depending on the outcome of the investigation. Good. She tried to run over great-grandma with her car. Fucking bitch. Honestly, who the fuck does? What? Why does this... Why does the thumbnail have her arrest photo? It's in the video.
A terrifying scene Saturday night as a car drove into two elderly people after a Christmas parade in Vero Beach. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Gianna Caserta. Police say the driver was not trying to hit anyone. They say she was drunk. Ari Hyde is in Vero Beach with how witnesses say they
I feel like drunk driving inherently means you're trying to hit someone, but that's just me.
This crash happened right here, the 3400 block of Ocean Drive. Police have not released the names of the victims, but say it's a couple in their 90s. Both were hurt seriously, but I'm told both are expected to be okay.
On.
I spoke to a woman who works in this area. She heard the crash and says that sound of the impact is something she'll never be able to unhear.
Until she gets really drunk.
By a drunk driver. This photo was taken just moments after the crash. You can see all the people surrounding the Lexus. Witnesses say they did that to stop the woman behind the wheel from driving away. This photo shows the side view mirror of that woman's car busted from the impact of the crash. And Vero Beach police say this is the woman who was driving, Susan Harvey. She's 72 years old.
God, she looks awful.
Beach, and police say her blood alcohol level at the time of the crash was almost twice the legal limit. By Sunday morning, all that was left at the scene, orange paint used by investigators to figure out what happened. This is the 3400 block of Ocean Drive. Police say around 7 p.m. Saturday, right after the Vero Beach Christmas parade ended, an elderly couple in their 90s was putting their chairs away in the trunk of their car when Harvey drove into them. Police say both victims were knocked unconscious. Both were taken to the hospital, but both are
I mean, I am glad that they're going to make a full recovery, though. That's a silver lining. Because God forbid they don't.
expected to recover. Harvey was arrested and charged with driving under the influence. Harvey spent a short time in jail. She was freed after posting a $500 bond. Police say she could face more severe charges depending on what they find in the investigation. In Vero Beach, Ari Height, WPBF 25 News.
God damn it, what is it with WPBF and they're having abrupt cuts? Huh? Okay. Good for him for winning the lottery. Why is this here? Naked Port Charlotte man arrested for masturbating in front of neighbors. Port Charlotte man was arrested after his neighbors said they saw him walking around naked and masturbating in their driveway. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office arrested 58-year-old Gene Spencer, two first names, at his Midway Boulevard home on Monday, wearing nothing. Well, all he had was a hat, said neighbor Gary Wambold. Wambold was out walking his dog. The gentleman next door was sitting on a lawn chair in his back patio, just completely naked. I told my wife, don't go back there. You don't want to see that. That's not even the worst thing that happened that day. Spencer was out masturbating as people walked and drove by. The Port Charlotte man doubled down. He was outside doing the same thing but the day before, according to the arrest reports. The neighbor on the other side of Spencer's home said the man leaves his blinds wide open and walks around naked inside, a sight that she could see from inside her own home. When police called 911 and deputies showed up, Spencer went back inside to hide his nakedness. He's facing a felony charge of exposing sexual organs and remains in Charlotte County Jail.
The gentleman next door was sitting in a lawn chair on his back patio, just completely naked, wearing nothing. Well, he had a hat.
That is not a sight you would want to see out your window. Charlotte County deputies say this guy, Gene Spencer, wasn't just walking around.
God, that is not a good-looking picture.
Gage Golding talked to neighbors about the pretty disgusting acts he did in the front yard that landed him in jail.
As people walked by, they saw 58-year-old Gene Spencer standing in his driveway.
Nice hairline, dork.
Touching himself. And this isn't the first time.
Wearing nothing. Well, he had a hat.
For Gary Wambold, who was out walking his dog, a casual howdy neighbor turned into whoa there neighbor.
The gentleman next door was sitting in a lawn chair on his back patio, just completely naked. I told my wife, well, don't go back there. You don't want to see that.
It's not even the worst that happened that day. Spencer was outside masturbating as people walked.
Fucking thick neck over here. Jesus.
Like, what, you know? It's like, why would he do something like that?
What an asshole. I like that guy.
Doing the same thing the day before, according to his arrest report.
It's completely unacceptable.
The neighbor on the other side of Spencer's home said the man leaves his blinds wide open and walks around naked inside, a sight she can see from inside her own house.
Wow, what a wacko.
When people called 911 and deputies showed up, he ran back inside to, quote, hide his nakedness. What he can't hide from is the law. Spencer is facing a felony charge for touching himself. Tonight, he's still locked up in the Charlotte County Jail. Reporting in Port Charlotte, Gage Golding, NBC2.
Man, this week has been fun. My neighbors annoy me, but this makes me feel better because at least they're not creepy looking execution. He was just asserting his dominance. Power move. And what an interesting way to practice safe sex. Florida man tased after jumping railing in court during wife's sentencing. Deputies inside the courtroom had to deploy a taser after a Florida man jumped the gallery bar and attempted to make contact with the defendant, his wife, on Friday. On Friday, during a criminal sentencing proceeding was taking place at the Charlotte County Justice Center for Crystal A. Crystal, 24, when chaos erupted. Crystal was charged with cruelty towards a child and aggravated child abuse, a first-degree felony. Several members of her family, including her husband Gregory A., were present in the courtroom. At one point during the proceedings, Gregory interrupted by standing up and requesting to speak to the judge. CCSO bailiffs asked Gregory to remain seated, and he complied. Crystal was sentenced to serve 10 years in the Department of Corrections. As the judge read the sentence, Gregory stood up and jumped the gallery bar, attempting to make contact with the prison still at the defendant's table. Bailiffs intercepted and restrained Gregory, who proceeded to resist. At the time, one of the deputies deployed their taser, successfully contacting Gregory on his lower body. Gregory then complied and was placed under arrest on one count of resisting without violence. Bailiffs play an important role in the courtroom throughout the administration of justice. They provide the security not only to the judge but to all parties in the room at all times. While I understand how these proceedings can elicit an emotional response from loved ones, my bailiffs cannot simply allow any outbursts of this kind. Their actions were swift, appropriate, and necessary to ensure the safety of everyone, says Sheriff Bill Pummel. Okay, but why is he not wearing a shirt? Like, he was in court. I assume he had a shirt on. Is it for the tattoos? Because it looks like he has tattoos on his chest. Could they not have gotten one with him having a shirt, though? What the fuck? You can't just go anywhere formal and pretend you belong. Shout out to the legendary "Don't Tase Me, Bro" guy. He was from Florida. And moving on. This is ancient. We've covered it before. It's a jungle out there. Clearwater police pull a 5-foot snake from a man's new couch. Pinellas County man called the police Saturday afternoon when he found a nearly 5-foot-long red-tailed boa deep inside his new couch, Clearwater police said. In a Facebook post, officers say the man brought the couch days earlier, adding he believed a snake to be hiding in the couch since he was inside his home. In response, officers temporarily removed the couch from the home and found the snake burrow deep inside. Then they carefully extracted the snake from its hiding place, adding it was easily 5 feet long in the couch. Authorities said the snake was taken to a local pet store after he was plucked from the couch. Officers then returned the couch back inside the residence for the man. It's a jungle out there sometimes, said officers. He's a good snake. No sit on snack. Wait till he shows the cops the snake in his pants. Oh, this is... Okay, yep, covered this. Covered this. Okay, that's why... Son of a bitch, there's Jake Grissom. I swear to God, every week this guy has an article somewhere in the fucking video. And I don't know why. Is he just like the Tampa Free Press's dedicated Florida man guy? Florida man borrows $20 from a friend. Wins $1 million in a $5 scratch-off. Florida Lottery announced that Tavoris Times 46 of Altamont Springs claimed a $1 million top prize from a $5 Gold Rush Supreme scratch-off game at lottery headquarters in Tallahassee. He chose to receive his winnings as a one-time lump sum payment of $880,000. I was having a bad day and called up an old friend who sent me $20, Times told the lottery. Next morning, I used the catch to buy a scratch-off ticket, and just like that, I won. I immediately drove up to Tallahassee to claim my $1 million prize. Times went on to share that he plans to invest his money in property by growing crops and living off the land. purchases winning ticket from a Wawa located at yada yada in Altamont Springs. The retailer receives a $2,000 bonus commission for selling the winning ticket. The game launched in January and features more than $199 million in cash prizes, including 24 top prizes of $1 million. Game's overall winning odds of winning are 1 in 3.97. Note how that's 3.97 to win anything, period. Not 3.97 to win the million. As funny as that. Players can also enter non-winning Gold Rush Supreme tickets in the Gold Rush Supreme bonus play promotion. In each of the 8 drawings, one player will win a growing jackpot prize starting at 10,000. 5 will win 5,000. 15 will win 1,000. And 20 will each win 500. For more information, visit flalottery.com. Scratch-off games are an important part of the yada yada yada. How are you going to end up borrowing money so you end up buying Lotto? Here's your $20. Thanks. Yeah, did I mention the 2,000% compounding interest rate accrued if you didn't pay me back within 20 minutes? Money skills that involve borrowing money for lottery tickets. You know $1 million won't last a month. Alright. Let's see if any news stories got added or if this is where we have to end it for the day. No. Wow. All I see are geese in the headline. This is going to be fun. Florida HOA in hot water after drugged geese drown. What? The geese were fed bread laced with sedatives, but a loud car spooked them and they flew off. 10 fell into a lake and drowned. From Miramar, Florida. 10 geese drowned in a South Florida lake after a homeowners association attempt to trap, sedate, and euthanize them went horribly awry, resulting in facing a likely fine. Silver Lakes Homeowners Association Miramar hired a company, Pest Wildlife Pro, to remove 25 geese because some residents in the suburban Fort Lauderdale neighborhood had seen them be loud pooping machines, although others saw them as majestic, the South Florida Sun Sentinel reports. Ronaldo Calzadilla, the company's owner, said he fed the geese bread laced with sedatives Tuesday, but a loud car spooked the drugged birds and they flew off. 10 fell into a lake and drowned while he found the other 15 and euthanized them off-site. Calzadilla said residents who saw what was happening charged at him and were yelling and screaming. He said he had to call the police to help, saying the situation was out of control. Everyone hates a dog catch in the neighborhood. He was just a bad situation, he told the paper. Calzadilla told the residents who liked the geese and named them are never ever the same people as the ones who get struck with the noise and the clean. The Homeowners Association officers refused to comment to the paper, but sent a notice to residents Wednesday saying the geese population had been rapidly increasing and had become aggressive. The letter called the drownings an unfortunate matter and that Calzadilla is expected to follow all laws and ordinances, including local ones. The association had gotten complaints that the geese were eating flowers, but Miramar government officials had put on the blame on Homeowners Association, sending the officers a letter. For Thursday, that association could be facing an unspecified fine. The city is a bird sanctuary, and its code says it's legal to hunt, wound, molest, injure, or kill any birds in its limits. Calzadilla was not cited. I'm sorry, but who's brave enough to molest a goose? Because I sure as shit aren't. Holy fuck, geese are terrifying. And since it's a new article, there are no stories. Cool. I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back tomorrow with more Fable 2. And I'll see you guys later.